I'm all for it.
All right, joining me today, the great former UFC star, the boxer Vitor Belfort, and now the judge, celebrity judge on the PFL Challenger Series. Vitor, tell me how this came about.
Yes, receive a call from them to be able to be there and judge and talk about this format. You know, the beauty of it is just to be able to kind of, be able to judge, become a real judge. Like, because, I always thought, who's the judge that judging my fights in UFC? I never see this guy, oh, doctor this, doctor that. They'll say they never roll around. It's like an example, like what they know about, fighting. So,
yeah.
It's a lot of things questioned. So I think it's pretty nice what they do there. They include even the fan votes, and it's a pretty nice format. And I think it's cool because I think you get an authority for who you are. Am I right? If you're a doctor, you went through a doctor, for years of study, operating in fake bodies until you start doing process. So you see my resume in the fighting world, basically I am the Moises of the sport, at the early age, literally fighting in UFC 11, and I mean, it's pretty cool. And I mean, I keep updating myself. I love the sport. I have 3 amazing athletes at home. I study, and it's good because I'm spotting talent for them. I spotting one talent. Ted is the kid that they got the contract 2 weeks earlier. So I'm always looking to add, how can we make it better? How can we make the sport more entertaining? So it's pretty cool. I got the invitation. And like I said, I'm enjoying. It's pretty cool.
The thing with PFL is there's so much cool innovation between, like, I sound like I'm like a journalist isn't really supposed to like promote and be like, oh, well, this is so like PFL do this great and do this great. I sound like I'm like sucking up to them or something. But the cage, bringing in the celebrity judges for this Challenger Series, they've got now your old pal Jake Paul is going to be involved at some point, which is a lot of fun. It seems like,
come on, please take him out. He's not going to be involved. He's going to pick his opponent. But look, PFL is well known for earning. You're earning your way out. Am I right? You don't need to talk your way out. You don't need to promote your way out. I don't care. They don't care how much followers you have. The only thing they care, can you knock somebody out? Can you go and they bring now Jake Paul saying he's going to fight MMA. And who is going to fight MMA? I'm here. Jake Paul, where are you, my friend? Are you picking your opponents along with your manager? I forgot the guy's name, but I mean, they are doing great business. Don't get me wrong, Nikisa, they're doing great business. They are taking people's money, and it's unfortunately, and you guys are giving him the voice, and an authority. Oh, he's a fighter. How many fights he has? Do you know his card?
He's in pro boxing. 6-0 pro, one amateur white collar, and no MMA. He's a few wrestling matches as well.
So who's his opponents in boxing?
Yeah, well, wait, Tyron Woodley, your fellow judge.
Hold on, Tyron Wood is not a boxer. Say Tyron Wood doesn't count. Tell me another boxer.
Anderson Silva, 3-2.
He's not a boxer. Tell me another one.
He beat Chavez Jr.
Yeah, but if what I'm saying, like he's not a boxer.
Of course.
He's fighting boxing. He's fighting MMA guys in boxing. So my theory, you have to understand how many fights he has in MMA.
Yeah, in MMA, none.
So how can you bring him to fight MMA? Oh, I'm gonna give him this easy guy. So if you want to make money, let's fight me. I'll box him. Why he doesn't want to? Why you think he doesn't want to box?
Yeah, why? No, I don't know.
Tell me why.
Maybe afraid of the size, the power.
Of course, not maybe. He is afraid, so he's running away. So he's picking his opponent, working his way out. So he's doing a good business. But I mean, now if PFL has to make that happen. If not, they're gonna look bad. They're gonna look bad because if you earn your way, I'm a legend. You're talking about he doesn't have nothing he cannot fight. He has to fight me. There is no way out.
So you were asking me if he's ever fought a boxer. He fights a boxer next weekend, Tommy Fury. What do you think about that fight? Are you excited? Will you watch it? And do you think that Jake will win?
Like I said, Jake, he's been training. Don't get me wrong. The guy is not a raw guy. But I mean, tell me that he has a career in boxing is ridiculous. He's earning his way out. Don't like I said, he's doing a great business. I cannot say that. He's fighting next week, Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is not a great boxer. Tell me his opponent. How many fights he has? How many fights Tommy Fury has?
He's 8-0, and all of his opponents have boxed before. Unlike Jake.
They never box. No, like they're easy opponents. Am I right?
Well, they're what they call in boxing in the UK a journeyman, who like he's fought guys with more losses than wins. Yeah.
Not journeyman, the guy who works in the bounce, the guy who needs some money. Here it is. I'm gonna build his name. His brother is Tyson Fury. So boxing is well-known sport to do that. What makes MMA special? MMA is like you don't do this in MMA. You start earning your way out.
Mm-hmm.
You earn your way. Of course, some people they trying to do a career to fight in UFC. That's what I love about PFL. You come into the PFL series, Challenger Series. You earn your way out. You got in your country, and now you can fight for $1 million. So that's called the earnership. So you earn your way, you get in, you can go and fight for $1 million. And if you're good enough, with some guys they did. So that's why I love PFL model. So now PFL bringing this joker, I call him the joker because nothing is like Jake Paul. He's a joker because in the sense of he can fit in many places. He's a YouTuber, and he's this, he's that. Now he has many hats, and he's very successful, man. He has a lots of money, a lots of followers. But when you're talking about fighting, being a boxer, being an MMA, so I'm not a boxer. I am a boxer martial artist. I did boxing to fight in MMA. So I'm not because I fought Holyfield in his old career. I'm a boxer. Now I always been a boxer in MMA world. That's what my dream is, to bring this two sport together in one rules called BMA, boxing martial arts, to see who's the best striker. Is the boxer or the MMA artist? But let's combine that. Let's put some clinch. Let's put like some rules that can benefit the MMA fighter. So we see MMA fighters are going to boxing and start making boxing relevant. That's what's happened. Boxing become relevant because, MMA guys start jumping into boxing and it's being interest. But I mean, the advantage is always going to be for the boxer. Don't get me wrong. It's impossible. So it's always going to be for the boxers. Just like bringing the boxers for MMA is always going to be for the MMA fighter. And I feel like I designed this glove. I hope one day we can start putting these fights together. And I call
BMA. You were going to do would have been great.
Yeah. So I designed the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So the triad was doing, but they never did with my glove. I have a special glove. I have a special glove that's a boxing glove with open palm. I have that glove over here. It's ready. It's ready to do it. And I hope.
Will you offer that glove? Will you offer that glove to Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou? Because they're talking about fighting with those gloves. Yes. Is that where you would like to have glove?
Yes, that's what I would like to donate my gloves for them to fight. And then you can start, okay, let's see who's the best striker. Because if Francis fight him in boxing rules, there has no chance. I think it's not fair. The same way if Tyson Fury fights him MMA, there is no chance. So let's be real. It's time for us to put this stuff together and see who's the best striker. So now, that being said, that's the future. I call this BMA, boxing martial arts. When we put this two sport in a martial arts just with your hands, there is no kick, there is no lead. Let's just see the hands. And that's what I been performing my whole life, knocking people out with my hands. I brought boxing to the MMA. I was the guy who kind of bringing this speed element of being a good boxer. And people are doing that right now. You see a lot of MMA artists becomes a great boxers. We have tons of guys that great boxers. Mm-hmm. They can defeat maybe world champions. But let's make a rule that, we can make these big fights happen. And that's what I hope Dana White will be able to let these fighters fight in this glove, and I would love to partner up with UFC or whatever organization, PFL, to bring this element, to bring these gloves. I can do me and Jake Paul on that glove. You know, we can do BMA. If he's considered himself a guy going, so that is biggest fight of his life. Biggest fight that PFL can do is me and Jake Paul on these gloves. We can go and box with this grappling element
in a cage.
You know, there is no takedown in a cage. We can see who's the best guy and can stand. He knows, and I tell you right now, and you know that as well, he's not going to accept. He's not going to accept. And why? Because people are giving him free money to fight these guys. And even him and Tyson Fury, that's a fight that's not going to sell pay-per-view, just because Tyson Fury is not Tyson. You know, Tommy Fury is not Tyson Fury. You follow what I'm saying? So Tommy Fury doesn't sell pay-per-view. Who sells pay-per-view? His brother. His brother is the guy, not his son, not him. So, you know, he's picking Tommy to fight Tommy. You know, why Tommy didn't want to fight me? They know they don't want to fight me. You know, so my theory is simple. When it comes down to PFL, PFL is an organization, it's a legit organization. There is no scheme, there is no WWE, there is no, you know, thing like we're gonna fix this fight, we're gonna do some shady. No, you earn your way out. That's why I'm there to judge this weekend, because you're gonna earn your contract. I'm not gonna give in favor just because you're from Brazil. I'm gonna give to the guy who deserves. That's what is the beauty of it. And even the fans, they vote, always go along with what we say. The fans vote the same. It's beauty because you see the people, the fans understand the sport. So I think we're coming to a time right now, people are not spending time in pay-per-view. You buy pay-per-views, all pay-per-views, or you pick some pay-per-views?
I would only buy Tyson Fury, Conor McGregor, these types of names for pay-per-views.
So you know what I'm saying? So you know who you're gonna buy. You don't want to see some fights, you know, that doesn't make any sense. You can tell, like example, me and Roy Jones Jr. We're supposed to fight. Roy Jones Jr. pick Anthony Paris. Do you want to see Anthony Paris box? You know, Roy Jones Jr.
It's a very strange fight. That whole card is kind of strange. So, a lot of MMA fighters boxing each other. Yeah.
But you feel like, but why didn't But if me and Roy Jones Jr. fight, you're gonna be interested to see it, no?
For sure.
So that's the thing, you know. So unfortunately, promoters are not making the decisions that I think is the best decision, and fighters get to decide. Oh, I don't want to do this. So I want to do business. I want to make money. I want to sell pay-per-view. I want to entertain the people, but the people are educating enough to see what's real, what's not. It's hard. Before, people paid Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. Do you think that fight was kind of weird?
Very weird. It was an exhibition.
Yeah. So now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of weird to see that again. And I mean, so
your fight with Jacare is not that. Your fight with Jacare is full professional.
It's a full boxing. I'm gonna go to knock him out, and he's gonna come to knock me out. We are legit fighters, so we're not gonna be exhibition. But I mean, what I'm telling, like, even me in Holyfield, I went there to fight. I went there to put a show, and people criticize me because, and one day he's the favorite, next day because I beat him, now I'm a bad guy. But you know, I'm a professional. I gotta go there and perform. You know, like people trying to took my head off. You know, he trying to throw me a punch. You know, he trying. So you let that guy touch you, you're gonna go out. It doesn't matter. So I want you to understand that we're in the business of selling pay-per-view, of people giving your time to me right now. How many people are watching our interview right now? They got to be entertained, but they got to see we are listening. What this guy is for real or he's fake. First thing, how many guys let's say Jake Paul and Anderson Silva, that fight for you was like, oh my God, that fight was real for you, or you have your doubts?
No, I was fully convinced by every Jake Paul fight. I thought Tyron might beat him. I thought Anderson might beat him. I think Tommy might beat him. You know, I'm convinced by all of Jake's fights.
But I know you're convinced by what you think. Like Anderson Silva didn't got paid just to don't like. Hey,
I guarantee you, Anderson Silva didn't get paid. Come on, bro. You fought Anderson yourself. You know he's not the kind of guy who would take a payoff.
He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to fight me. I believe he's right now, his legacy never going to be touched. I believe Anderson Silva you know, didn't went there to, you know, kind of, he was okay with the end. You know, he didn't get knocked out. Just you dropped him in the end of the round. So it was kind of like, I believe that was not convinced me. That was not convinced. Could it be real? Yes, but was not convinced. You follow what I'm saying? He was there to put a show. He was not there to fight, real fight. He didn't want to fight me. That's how I know he's not for real. Why Anderson never want to fight me in boxing? Why?
Well, you guys already fought.
Boxing. Why he didn't want to box me?
Yeah, no, yeah, no, it's a good point. Well,
it's a good question. Why Jake doesn't want to fight me? Why Anderson doesn't want to fight me? Why Roy Jones Jr. doesn't want to fight me? Why these fights are not happening? What the fans deserve it? Why it's not happening? You follow what I'm saying? So he's always have a point. So I'm all to put the fights that the fans want to see it. But why these fighters, they don't want that fight? So it's a business. And you got to understand, this is a business. You see as a fight, but it has a business behind it. You follow what I'm saying? So that can be real. Tyron Woodley is not a boxer. I'm sorry. Tyron Woodley is a great MMA fighter, but he's not a boxer. What's the name of the other guy, the UFC fighter who fought? The guy went cold. Ben Askren. Come on, man. Ben Askren is not. So the only opponent that Jake Paul has is Anderson Silva, but it doesn't convince me because Anderson, you know, I'm sorry, but Anderson's was just too solid now, and now he's going to fight Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is not a boxer. Tommy Fury is Tyson Fury's bro. He only fought nobody guy. He's a perfect opponent for Jake, and I believe Jake's going to beat him. I believe Jake's going to beat him.
You think he'll knock him out?
Jake, I believe he's going to beat him. I think he's the better boxer, and maybe even he's not going to fight. Even Tommy's going to, something's going to happen. If Tommy Fury knows he's going to lose, he's not going to fight. He's going to find something excuse, and he's going to end up fighting the other guy. So it's all a business. Why they brought that guy to fight Jake Paul? What's the name of the guy? The guy who's so who cares? So imagine if the fight get pull up. You're going to buy that pay-per-view to see him fight Mike Perry?
No, I'm probably not. Well, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in Saudi, so I'll have to watch it if I'm there.
But if I'm saying, and then who's paying that fight? Who's paying that fight? Who's paying the fight? Who's paying the? No, who's paying the money? Who's paying
the Saudi Arabian? An organization in Saudi Arabia to pay. So
that's the thing. The Saudis, why didn't they put me to fight there? Why? Yeah. Why didn't want to put? So they need to understand everything has a why, and why they didn't want to fight me to fight. I was going to fight in that card. Do you know that? I was supposed to fight either two guys. I supposed to fight either two guys. I supposed to fight either Tommy Fury or Jake Paul.
Right.
They didn't want to fight me. They didn't want to fight me.
Could you make 180 by Sunday? Would you have been able to make 180 by next Sunday?
Come on, bro. I know how much I weigh right now.
I thought you kind of walked around 190, 100, or 200-ish.
Yeah, 200 pounds. I lose like that. I lose 15 pounds if I want in 3 hours from now. But the problem is, like, you got to understand the why. People are being misled. So these guys who's paying money, the Saudis, they have plenty of money. They're gonna have a show. They're gonna have. They don't care if they sell pay-per-view or not. But if they want a real fighter like myself who make history, that's why they love fighting, because guys like me, and I still in action. You gotta put your money in a good asset. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, you know what is good asset? If I tell you buy FTX, you're gonna buy FTX.
Yeah, I don't think so.
FTX is Jake Paul and Tommy Fury's FTX. Yeah, I am Amazon. My brother. That's how we finish that conversation right now. I'm Apple. I'm Amazon. That's the thing.
I've taken up too much of your time, and I really appreciate you talking. I wanted to ask about your upcoming fight with Jacare finally before we go. And also, before we do that, I wanted to ask about, I went all the way to Texas a few months ago for Hasim Rahman Jr. versus Greg Hardy. I thought I was going to watch you. What happened there? You got COVID and it just didn't happen?
Yeah, it's a BS, man. You know, this thing, you have to do a test to go there.
Yeah.
So, and then the test, I would fight with COVID, you know, but they say, no, you cannot come.
Of course,
yeah. But you know, like I said, it's unfortunate we live in the world that when you have, I fought so many times with fever, with cold, but now if you test, you got to stay home, you got to stay in lockdown. It's a bull crap. I hope
you were never like, you weren't like sick, right? You just kind of, you had to get a test to travel.
Yeah, I had to get a test, and for some reason I could not fight.
Hey, maybe you and Rahman get it on again. What did you think of him and Greg Hardy?
He's a loss, man. He's in loss. I want to win. I want someone so it comes. So Jacare makes sense. Like I said, I'm in a time of my life that I'm not just fighting to make money. Listen, you want to pay me a lot of fights I turn down because it's just for the money. I don't want to fight for the money. I want to fight for the legacy, for something that will turn me on to train. Why I'm so excited to train? Because Jacare beat me in MMA. So now I can fight him in boxing. That's good. That's good. Makes sense. But fighting, a guy who's like, coming out a loss, I want to fight Roy Jones Jr. Why? Because he's one of the best boxers of his time. It's kind of, we come from the same timeline. Why not? But now he picked to fight Anthony Pettis, the guy who's known for kicks. So you know why he picked him. But you know why he put, the thing is what strike me out, how Masvidal put him in the main event. 2 guys coming out of loss. Yeah. 2 guys coming out of loss. PFL didn't want to sign, great fighter, Anthony Pettis, but I mean, they're 2 coming out of loss. So
he's a lot smaller than Roy, too. You and Roy would have made more sense. Like,
it doesn't make sense. They don't make sense. They're being pay-per-view. I like both of their fighters. They're great fighters. They're fantastic, phenomenal fighters, but they're not supposed to fight each other. They're not supposed to fight each other, and they're not supposed to be in the main event. But, I'm going to get paid. I'm going to go there. I'm going to make this main event, shine, because we're going to put up a fight. I know Jacare is a fighter. He's going to come full force, and we're going to box, and we're going to have fun. We make some good money. It's okay, but I mean, I want to see a good business to last. Remember, I'm a businessman. I want these people to last. I want them to have a future. Whoever is putting up the money, I always go that. I want to talk to these guys that putting up the money, who's signing the check, because I have the recipe for these guys' success. They gotta know to match up the right fights, and that's what I love about Dana White. Dana White knows how to make this happen. Dana White knows, and today he doesn't depend on pay-per-view. He doesn't depend, but I mean, the pay-per-views, you're going to buy John Jones, am I right?
Of course.
Of course. You're going to buy Conor McGregor pay-per-view.
100%.
But a lot of pay-per-views of UFC, you don't buy it, am I right? A lot of pay-per-views, you don't buy it. So why? Because they don't depend on your money anymore. Before, they depending on pay-per-view, in every pay-per-view money. Now they don't. So the business changed. I just feel like these guys, like the sheiks from Dubai, from Saudi Arabia, they just need to do a better job of putting these opponents together and stop. If you pay them a lot of money, I want you to fight Vitor Belfort, Jake Paul. I'm going to pay you this much money. You got to fight him. There is no, no. So
that's why I love you versus Rahman. I thought that was a great matchup that Mams Taylor made for Misfits.
That was going to be a great match, but I mean, it didn't happen. He went from loss, so it doesn't make sense for me now fighting him. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make any sense. He was a guy that Jake Paul didn't want to fight, and he was turning him down. So it would be a great fight. But I mean, like I said, I was going to fight underweight. He's the heavy guy. So, but I'm okay. But now fighting him, he just come out of loss. He lost very badly. So it doesn't make sense for me to fight him. No legacy there. There is no more legacy there. You follow what I'm saying? So I need legacy there. I need something that would turn me on to train, to go fight.
When did you last speak to Mams Taylor?
Mams Taylor,
the promoter from Misfits.
A guy who I want to fight. I want to fight the YouTuber. What's his name? The owner of the show.
KSI.
That would be a fun fight. I can give him an advantage. I can give him a smaller glove. We can do, but that's entertaining. That for me is fun. This is a great boxer. This guy is a phenomenal. A lot of energy. KSI is fun. That would be a fight that would turn me on. Like that would be a very entertaining fight. You buy that pay-per-view, am I right?
Bro, I'd be there front row, like I was for when Greg Hardy fought, and I thought it was going to be you.
But I mean,
I was in the front row.
Who's going to fight? Who fought KSI last fight? What his last fight? Who's last opponent?
Another YouTuber.
So you see, doesn't make sense.
To be Dylan Dennis, you know him?
Dylan Dennis, man, come on. I put my daughter to fight him.
I knew you'd like that. He doesn't know
how to box. I'll put my daughter to fight him. My daughter will kick his ass. But I mean, you got to understand, to sell pay-per-view, listen to, I've been in this business for many years. To sell pay-per-view, you need the A side and the B side. You need the A side and the B side. That's right now we have Mayweather, the genius. genius of selling pay-per-view. Now he's taking people's money because he's doing this fight, he just taking the money. I'm giving him, he built something. He can do whatever he wants now. He's a Floyd Mayweather. He can do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And he can even pay for his shows. But he's not. He's getting money. He's getting money. He loves money. That's his name. He is the money guy. So he's getting paid to fight these crap fights. They don't even sell. People pay just to have him there. So I want to do something. My dream is to put boxing and MMA in one sport. I think Francis and Tyson should fight in these gloves. I would love to do a common event with Tyson Fury's brother. That would be a good one. So we do the BMA, Francis versus Tyson's, me versus Tommy, on these gloves. That would be a dream. That would be a sell like 10 million buys, 15 million buys. That's how we can break the records of pay-per-view. Doing something outside of this same thing. People are not stupid anymore. People are not going to buy pay-per-view just because you have a YouTuber. KSI needs the B side. And I would love to do that fight. I would try. My agent talked to his promoter, and it will be so entertaining. We can put I don't make it something that he will have an edge. And he will have an edge. He's a great fighter. But I mean, we can do it. I can maybe the first round just be able to hit the body for the first 2 rounds. I cannot hit the head. Do something that will be entertaining. At least he has a chance.
You would do that against KSI. You would offer him. You would offer him a deal where I'll only hit you in the body for the first 2 rounds.
Two first round, just the body. He'll be free. Go all out, my brother. And he deserves it. He's a great businessman. Now they have this prime drink that they sell with UFC. They're great businessmen. Even Jake Paul's brother, trying to fight him, Logan Paul, he's been running out like a chicken. And I mean, like I said, it's time for us to, I'm 46. I'm going to be 46 in the day I fight Jacare. So I can be their father. I can be their kid. They can be I'm fighting my kid. So Jake Paul, how old KSI?
Yeah, the same. He's a little older than Jake. He's like 28.
So he can be my son. I will be fighting my son.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, that's what is good. I bring in this tremendous authority for these guys. And I mean, they just going to stamp. I don't know why they say no. I'm just going to stamp how legit they are. How legit they are. They are legit. These guys are legit. And I have so much respect, but at the same time, it's not respect. They have my respect for what they're doing, what they're training. They're becoming a boxers. They're becoming this guy, but they're not fighting. They're not fighting the best guys. And they're coming to my dominion. They should do this. I will stamp on their solid passport. You fought the legend Vitor Belfort. So why they're not getting that stamp? It's a stamp. It's an honor. It's supposed to be an honor. Do you know why samurai had honor? Do you know the story of the samurai martial artist, the honor to fight the opponent?
I don't.
You ever heard about? Okay, I'm going to put you in. So every time you're fighting someone, has to be the respect for the honor. So forget about winning and losing. The honor is me. I am knowing not by how many wins I have. It's who do I fight. The honor is who is your opponent. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Who is your?
For example, if you and I were to fight, I would get the honor because even though I would get knocked out in 2 seconds, but
you got the honor.
You would not get the honor because you fought me.
You understand? Yeah. So that's the point. And we need to bring this education back. The education of you are not judging by how many wins you have in your card. I don't care. I want to see who's your opponent. It's always I tell my son is a heck of a football player. And when he goes study teams, I say, Dad, this team playing nobody's team. So it's hard to judge that team. You know what I'm saying? It's hard because they're crap. I don't care how many touchdowns they score. The defense sucks. You know what I'm saying? But when you play a tough team, now we know you have a good offense because you went through against a great defense. So it has to be the matchup. So right now, the matchup is not even. These fights are just to stake people's money. I don't like, I would love to talk to these Saudi money guys. And like I said, I have authority to speak to anybody, all these promoters, the guys who put in the fights. My friend called me, the guy who's, Victor, nothing I can do it. They don't want to fight you. They want to fight this guy. I said, who's putting the money? Why are they doing that? Why they're supporting this? They have to understand. They got to support what is good for them. They need to have a return. I call the return of your money. Do you want to see a return of your money, or you just want to sign a check? Just to say, oh, Jake Paul fought in, take Vitor Belfort to fight in your place. But people value different things. Some people value these things, some people don't value these things. And now it's about passion. You become like, a sheik can do whatever they want. They can pay whatever they want. They do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I say, when you have your money, I just want to make sure you have a return of your money when you do a business.
The great Vitor Belfort, thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to hearing you as the celebrity judge on the PFL Challenger Series and hopefully getting one of these big fights. Thank you very much.
Let's go, my man. Take care.